there, and I picked up a couple handfuls of dirt, and I threw this dirt at this filly, and I hollered, "Get!" You know, I was hoping that she'd run away and I wouldn't have to get back on her again. Well, you know what that filly did? That filly planted all four legs, and she stood there and she grinned at me. Now, you might not think a horse can grin, but that filly just stood there and she grinned at me. Well, I guess that was the best thing happened to me. And the filly taught me a lot about riding and a lot about life, because I got so mad, I forgot being scared. I jumped up on her Indian style, and I rode her around that racetrack, and she never dropped me. I stuck to her like glue. And I rode her a lot of times after that, but the filly never threw me again.
Bill went on to win a big race on that horse. And whether or not Mike and Ryan become great jockeys, they're likely to be better men for having trained at Bonita Farm. Next, Kevin gets the chance he's yearned for all his life. Bill Boniface has come a long way since he was a green young jockey learning about growing up while getting thrown off of racehorses. He went on to spend a lifetime making dreams come true. He built Bonita Farm from next to nothing. As a trainer, he won over 1,300 races, including a Triple Crown race, and earned over $17 million in purses. But a life full of fame and awards isn't what means the most to him.
But I do think that the most satisfaction I have is in the people that I've been able to help. And then in the way my family has grown into the business. I think that's where the bottom line is.
After 35 years of training racehorses, Bill's decided to launch a plan he's had since the day he started Bonita Farm. In just a few months, he's going to hand over his role as head trainer to his son, Kevin.
Mike, you're on Kenny's Crossing Gal too.
He's been an assistant trainer for so many years. Kevin has always been in the training barn. You know, he started out that way, walking hots when he was just a little toddler. He likes the training side of the business. He's intense, and you need to be. He's competitive, and you need to be. And, you know, he's also learned that 10 horses run in each race, only one wins, so you have to learn to accept defeat, to get up the next morning and go on in a different direction. Come over here, Dagger.
For Kevin, it's the chance he's always longed for.
I've lived my whole life to go to take over for my father and train. And I want to take over for my father because I want him to enjoy living a little bit, because he busted his tail to give me what he's going to be giving me.
No one knows better than his brothers how hard Kevin's worked for this moment.
I'm all for it. I think Kevin is paid his dues, and I think it's time, and he deserves the right to do it.
It's the right thing that should be happening. I mean, I hope it's the best route to go, and it's what Dad's decided now to do, and it should be a good plan.
It's like a teacher that has a overzealous, overachieving, intelligent pupil. If the pupil at some point in time does not surpass the teacher hasn't done the job. I think this is what you're going to see as Kevin evolves. And I think, you know, that he's going to be a great trainer.
I really wanted it when I was 20-some, but now I'm 30-some years old. I seem to be a little more relaxed about it. It'll be a fun next 10 years, and then after 10 years from now, probably the next generation will be coming into play, and I hope someday that I can sit back and give the reins to my son, and I can enjoy life a little bit.
But Bill will continue to keep a close eye on Bonita's thoroughbreds. Already he has a new strategy to improve them, but it won't come cheap.
Hey, Bill.
He and his oldest son, Billy, are off to Kentucky to buy some prize mares that could give future generations of Bonita horses even more of a winning edge. They've come to Keeneland Racecourse in Lexington to bid on some of the best brood mares they can afford. at the most competitive horse auction in the world.
Brood mares are your mainstream. They're your strength. They're your backbone. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time trying to, through whatever means, accumulate a broodmare van that will put Bonita Farm playing in the very top of the game.
A top-of-the-line thoroughbred can cost millions of dollars, but the Bonifaces think they can still get a great mare for much less.
The Japanese and European buyers have deeper pockets than I do, so I don't want them to want to bid on the same horse that I do. You know, I tend to eke if they're up there looking at the same one I am.
Before heading to the auction, they tour the barns to check out mares with the best pedigrees their budget can buy.
Good morning. Can I see 1796, please?
From the thousands of available mares, they pick 12 to inspect closely. They scrutinize each one, assessing them as only experts can.
You want a mare to have everything in the right place. She can have a beautiful shoulder and a nice upper body, but she can have these short little legs. They have to be able to look athletic and have to move athletic. She was slightly offset in the knees, but they got shoes on her to keep her from doing it.
Finally, one speaks to them. She's a beauty.
She was pretty. She had the eye. She looked at me, and, you know, she's kind of like, you know, she just caught my eye. The good-looking girl on the block.
Her name is Circling. Minutes before the auction, she's brought into the show ring where Bill and Billy take a last look before the bidding begins. But they try not to show too much interest so that the price won't be bid up by other buyers. Next, will the Bonifaces take home the woman of their dreams? Laurel Racetrack in Maryland. Kevin Boniface is stepping in as head trainer while his father's in Kentucky. The family's hoping he'll live up to his dad's reputation by getting a filly named Easie's Last to the winner's circle. Easie's a little horse with a big heart, but Kevin feels she needs some extra pampering to win. Like his father, he understands how crucial it is to know his horses inside and out.
If my horse is not right the day of the race, I should know it, and I shouldn't be running the horse. I think I should feel confident when I put the tack on, and I think it'll show right through me into my horses, and my horses will start performing well. Things are going to start clicking. And I just know that'll happen because I'll know that my horses are right.
With 10 minutes to post, Kevin's about to find out if he has Lass ready to win. Back at the Keeneland auction, bidding is about to start on Circling, the mare the Bonifaces hope to take home. Like many of the mares up for auction, she's pregnant. The highest bidder gets 2 for the price of 1.
10, 20, thank you. 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5 of 1, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 5, 7, 7, 5, 7 of 1, 37, 40, 5, 50, 50, 100, 5, 7, 55, home back, boy, 55, 50, on to 50 times.
I got 2 people.
Her price is skyrocketing, much higher than they'd hoped.
Give up.
They're forced out. The lady was too rich for their blood.
120 bid, all due, 125. Thank you, and back, 120,000. Hit number 1564, property.
Next, Bill and Billy find a way to watch Kevin and Easy try for a win at Laurel.
They're up.
After 4 more tries, the Bonifaces realize they won't go home with a mare from Keeneland after all. The prices are too high this year, and it's just not worth it. But before they leave Keeneland, Bill and Billy find a TV monitor where they can watch Kevin's race at Laurel. 500 miles away, Kevin is heading to the clubhouse to get the best view of Easy's run. Inside, he can keep one eye on the track and the other on a TV screen.
And they're off. Northern Flare last away, Skibo second last away. There goes Auntie Adele out to the early lead. EC's last, and now moving forward to his nighttime dances into fourth. EC's last back in fifth, and trailing the field is Northern Flare.
After a good break, EC, the number 3 horse in pink, is holding her ground.
Making it by a length and a half. Pace slowed up just a little bit as they move on midway up the back straight now. EC's last is in fifth, suddenly last summer. Here's Megan's Joy on the inside, still 6 lengths in the lead, racing inside. 3/8 of a mile to go. Little Mandy A tackled by Amaret on the outside. Nighttime dances is right.
Around the last turn, she makes a move.
Suddenly last summer, Megan's Joy is next in line, and Northern Flare tries to steam toward the center of the course. They're into the stretch now. Amaret from Little Mandy A. Nighttime dances. EC's last is coming in the back of between horses.
She pulls to the front and takes the lead.
Megan's Joy and EC's last in a photo finish in Amaret.
A photo finish.
Got it at the net.
But the Bonifaces know before the judges make the call. EC was second by a nose.
She ran big, didn't she? I mean, she got nailed right. Yeah, we got nailed right on the line.
She almost pulled it out.
Game horse.
I'll slip down and see what I say. I'll meet you back here. Watch the replay.
Oh, it's a photo finish. I think if she sees the one all the way on the outside, she battles with her.
They say that these animals, they're just running. She knew what she had to do, beat that one and that one, and she dug in and did it. She showed right there she had determination and courage because she passed
For
that
Kevin,
horse on the inside.
today has been a good start for things to come.
Because the rider was telling her.
It's not long before he's back at the farm, hard at work alongside his brothers. Every day, they do everything in their power to produce champion racehorses. It's the legacy that was handed down to them.
I guess I owe it a lot to my parents is that, they instilled that in us from the time we were young, that you got to work, you get up in the morning, you work, and you just go out there and do the best you can with every horse.
I've learned that perseverance in this game can get you somewhere, even if you don't have anything to start with.
But Dad will always be there. I think he's planted the seed, and then we just have to run with it.
Each Boniface boy will carry on his father's legacy in his own way. And if Bill's hopes come true, the fields of Bonita Farm will be ridden by Bonifaces for many, many years to come.
I think you'll see another generation moving up the ladder, and that was the idea in the beginning, that there be a succession, that each generation do better, and that's the way we're progressing.
A lot of people think they know Bill Boniface, and they say, well, he was the Marine, and he was the great horse trainer, and he was the jockey at one time, and he's the gambler, and he's the big BSer. But I think what I know most about my father is what a lot of people might not know is that he's one hell of a family man, and he goes to bed every night wanting to make sure that his family's going to be all right. And he did this not for himself. He did this, meaning Bonita Farm, for his children.
Come on, Bishop. We gotta go to work. Time to go. Joe. Time to go, Joe.